What's up, YouTube? Jason here, Bite My Bits. As promised, I'm going to give you the full review on the new City Skylines game. I've been playing it for, I don't know, I probably put a solid 10 hours into it between yesterday and today. And I think I got a pretty good grasp on the game. I got some nice ideas for my next city. I made a completely terrible city my second time around. The first time around I was going and I was just testing things out, seeing how things were built, and then deleted that city. The second city, I thought I was making a decent city, but then I quickly realized that it was an absolutely terrible design, and I got gridlocked and people were dying, and I mean, it was just absolutely just terrible. So my new project, my third city, I think is going to be pretty nice. It's going to be primarily one-way roads, and it's pretty much a huge circle. So I'm pretty excited about that. I just started on that. I've only put about a couple, maybe an hour to 2 hours into that. So, you know, I have a long ways to go. But, all right, so a lot of people are saying how much they love the game, which I agree with them. It is an amazing game. I love everything about it. I think that Skylines really picked up the torch where SimCity left off. I mean, hands down, they really picked it up. If you want a simulation game, this is your game, hands down. I have no way to say that it's not worth it. You know, I do have some gripes. There are a few glitches that I found, and not many, but so far a few glitches that I found. And I'm also going to cover a couple mods that you need to take a look at if you really want to enjoy the game, which will go back to some of my gripes. So starting off, let's start with gripes. First of all, Paradox, the tweeting bird thing, oh my god. I mean, this bird at the top of the screen just sits there and just over and over and over again. It's enough to just, it's like back in the Microsoft Word days when that stupid paperclip would be just bouncing in your face, just like, hey, are you trying to spell a word? Hey, you trying to make a document? Hey, do you want to save? Hey, do you want to go out to dinner? You know, it's just bugs the crap out of you. And I don't know what developer in the right mind decided, hey, let's just make this tweet bird pop up every 2 seconds and bug the crap out of the player. Stupid. Absolutely ridiculous. That's my first and biggest gripe ever. Holy crap. So, the next one, and I'm going to circle back to this because there's mods for this. Thank you for that, by the way, Paradox. At least you understand that. Power lines. Power lines are a bit confusing. Even after I've built 2 cities, well, I've technically built 1 city and tested out with the first one, you know, I got kind of stuck, and I was like, how do these things work? Then I look them up, then I understand them a little bit more. And then I'm like, well, this is stupid because you have to draw the power lines to the blue circles. But then after the blue circles get big enough and they connect to each other, then you can get rid of your power lines. So really, your power lines are just patchwork until they all connected, which I guess is okay in a sense. But the power lines, they can't be ran on top or conjunction with the roads. They take out, you know, zoning. So, you know, they really hinder your ability there. I mean, it's frustrating to figure those out, and especially the first time. After the second time, you kind of get it, but then, I don't know. I think the power lines are kind of forced. I really like the SimCity going with the roads thing. That was great, but even if you wanted to stay away from SimCity and be your own game, you know, you could have made power lines, I don't know, go on top of roads, so you could just go down a road like you would a normal city road and not have to make them all funky. I don't know. That's just my own opinion, but yeah, so the power lines, a little bit confusing. Once you get the hang of them, they're not that bad. And once you get bigger and more developed, you don't even need them, so you can go through and take them all out. But initially, especially initially, if you're trying to make a huge mega city in full-on creative mode, and you know you want all these things going on, well, you got to connect your huge map with all these dang power lines, and well, that's frustrating. So, bulldozing. There are so many houses that come up and like, oh, I need bulldoze, oh, I need bulldoze. And the problem is, I'll circle with the mod, is that you end up disabling your Twitter thing, so you don't get all the little Twitter feeds, or the Tweety Bird feeds, or whatever the heck it is. So, you know, all you can do is focus on each individual house before they get bulldozed to try to figure out why they're getting bulldozed. But the point is while you're trying to solve the problem, you're too busy fighting the problem. You're going around clicking so many bulldozing things, and it's frustrating as all get out. And what I was really hoping to see is that as a city mayor or a city designer engineer in the real life, you would be able to hire somebody to go around and scout, areas or houses that were abandoned or burned down, and that guy or girl would just be like, hey, that needs to be demolished, let's do that. Let's go ahead and take that action and fix that. Instead, no, they're making it the mayor's job to go around and click the little bulldozer thing, and that's annoying as heck. So, I would have really liked to see that handled a lot differently. Definitely warn you when you're having bulldozing going on and tell you what's going on. But, okay, so moving on, no circle roads. Really? I mean, I can't get a circle road. I got to do the little grid thing, and the grid's not even that useful when you're trying to do a really big road. As you can see, as I'll show you, I'm working on a new map, and it is completely circle-based. I got large circles on the outside. They get smaller as they get into the inside. Everything's based off of one-way roads. The way I'm building it, I'm trying to make it to where there's almost no stoplights or lights at all. It's just free-flowing. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't want to know if this is going to work. I just want to try it. But I can't make a circle road. There's no option for it. I can just make, a free-form road, or I can make a curved road. So I have to do everything in segments or in sections and one force, and they still look sloppy as heck. So that's really annoying. But hey, that's only a small gripe. I mean, this game's still freaking awesome. Now, some glitches that I found. Glitches were kind of funny. Not a lot of them. I mean, there are a few small ones that's not really even worth mentioning, but a couple of the bigger ones, and I use that loosely. There's a boat going crazy. I had a dock with a boat, with like a cruise ship or something, and this boat would just circle around. It would just... and nobody even cared about it either. Like, there's no screaming when it was plowing through the streets, just sailing around on the streets halfway on its side. And it just does that over and over again. And then it would disappear, and then like 10 minutes later, or less than maybe a minute later, it would just come back and it'd start circling again. So, the boat thing is kind of funny, but it's still interesting. And then there's phantom bulldozer icons. When you're going through and you fixed a lot of stuff, you added, I don't know, maybe a bunch of hospitals or fire trucks, or you're doing a bunch of stuff, and you think you remedied the problem with your house is going abandoned, so you're trying to clean up your city. You're going around looking for these bulldozing things, and you can zoom way out, and you can see an icon, and then you can zoom in a little bit more, and the icon gets a little bit more precise, and it's a nice way to guide you. But I noticed sometimes the icon would be somewhere, and you zoom in just a little bit, and it's gone. Nowhere to be found. You cannot find this abandoned building. It's just gone. No icon hovering over any place, no nothing. So there are ways to find that building by going into different views, but if you're looking just to do the bulldozer, it's just gone. Sometimes, not all the time. Moving on to mods. This is what makes this game awesome, because every shortfall in the game design, every overlook, every annoying little tweet that comes through and just bugs the crap out of you is completely null and void, because they open the game up for modding. And I mean, I've been refreshing the mod screen. When I first started refreshing the mod screen, there was like 8 mods on the Steam workshop. And now I think there's like 31. I'd have to refresh again, but let me see what it is. There's 31 earlier, 33. So there's 33 today. Bunch of different mods for all different kinds of things, and it's really a way for them to allow users to fix the game, per se, and it's an ingenious way, and this is a way that Maxis should have taken on this, but it's an ingenious way to allow people to have 25 tiles of build space, but not have the system requirements on their game something completely astronomical beyond the normal consumer reach. That is actually genius, because Maxis, the way they were like, well, you only won in this performance, and you have to stick with this, and this is the way it is. Shh, I'm recording. Shh. So they just didn't want to let people even try. With this game, with Skylines, they open it up, and instantly, before it was even out to public release, boom, 25 squares right off the bat. I mean, then again, they didn't give you 9 squares just with the regular game, but 25 squares right off the bat. And this is the best part because you can really test your machine, push your machine to your own limits, and when it doesn't work, you can't blame them for it. It's not their fault. They released it, says you only get 9 tiles. It's not our fault that you modded the game. So that's cool. Mods are the biggest thing in the game. So here's a few mods that you should know. Sorry, it was kind of a miscellaneous rant. First of all, by default, you go in there. If you want to get into creative mode, you can unlock your game with unlimited money. That's a default one. Right when you go in, you can click on mod and you can enable the default money or the unlimited money just by default. The second mod that you have to look at is the anti-tweeting bird mod thing, and there's like 15 of them, but like I think I'm using one called Kill Chirper. Yeah, I'm using one called, there's like, okay, 3 or 4 of them. The Chirper Toggler, there's one to turn it off. There's a Chirper position changer. Yeah, I mean, there's a few of them there. You need to kill that damn bird because it is going to drive you up the wall. It is the worst idea ever. And then the last mod is an automatic bulldozer mod. Hallelujah. This thing just clears out your map automatically. It's not instant. Like every time it pops up, I think there's a little bit of a delay for it to actually bulldoze it. But it keeps your city clean and allows you to focus on building and improving rather than going around and clicking this stupid little thing. It's just like what I was talking about earlier. If I can hire somebody to do it as a city builder, I'm going to. I'm not going to go around and demolish those myself. So those are the 3 big mods to look at. I mean, I'm sorry, on top of that, there's a 4th that I should have talked about earlier. It's the one that allows you to unlock all 25 tiles. So get the money if you want, get the tiles, kill the bird, and get the auto bulldozer. Those are the major 4 ones that you're probably going to want to play around with. So, like I said, guys, overall it's a fantastic game. It's got a few drawbacks, but they can be fixed with modifications. It runs smooth. Oh, and I have a GTX 560. It's a piece of crap. I mean, it's a terrible video card. And I have ran probably, I don't know, I'm going to say 3 or 4 SimCity equivalent squares worth of a city, and although I maxed my card out, I never glitched, never slowed down, never dropped horrible frame rate. So I can say that this is pretty good as far as handling and whatever it needs to do. I'm sorry, it's pretty good at optimization just because I have a crappy video card and it's able to keep up with this so far without any issue. So definitely nice on that end. I can imagine. I mean, I bet people with like 980s can just run this thing fully maxed out with all 25 tiles, just completely full. But yeah, it's an amazing game, guys. I'm going to go ahead and just get this edited together real quick, and I'm going to start playing because I am totally addicted. So, guys, if you like this video, please click the like button below. And if you want to hear more reviews or any other, news bits or stuff in the future, just go ahead and click the subscribe button below. Thank you.